Now, what are the details? The little apocalypse. Apocalypsis is the word for unveiling. The whole book of Revelation is called the book of the apocalypsis of Jesus Christ. That's the Greek word, apocalypsis. It means uncovering or unveiling. So Jesus gets revealed in Revelation. But what's interesting is that when people say apocalypse, they're not talking about Jesus. It's become synonymous with a disaster. In America, when it snows too much, they call it an apocalyptic snowstorm. When there's a big earthquake, they call it an apocalyptic earthquake. When there's kind of like a financial downturn, they call it an apocalyptic financial event. What is it? Well, look how the Bible describes it. In chapter 24, verse 1, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste and distorts its surface. Verse 18, the foundation of the earth is shaken. Verse 19, the earth is violently broken. The earth is split open. The earth shakes. The earth reels to and fro like a drunkard, totters like a hut. You can read this whole the whole sequence all the way through. Right in the middle of it, look at this. See, God is saying, I want you to know I have everything under control. This is my plan. I'm going to apocalypsis. I'm going to reveal Christ. The whole purpose of the tribulation is to reveal Christ as the Messiah. Here, do you want me to do a drama? I'm going to show you the ending of the tribulation, okay? I'm not very dramatic at all. The Antichrist organizes the whole world. The Antichrist is going to be the leader of the revived Roman Empire. The revived Roman Empire, you can see it all around you. We'll talk about it a little bit later. It's Western Europe, Northern Africa, the Middle East. That's kind of the center of attention. And the Antichrist gets the whole world to march on Israel. And he keeps penning them in until all the Jews are in Jerusalem. And the Jews are in Jerusalem, and Zechariah 12-14 says 2/3 of them are slaughtered. So this is like Hitler on steroids. All the Jews are in one place, and they're killing them off. And only 1/3 of them are left. And Zechariah 14 says, as the Antichrist is closing in, killing all the Jews, his army goes all the way up to Armageddon. That's how many there are. They're stretching 60 miles up into the valley. As they're closing in, the last third that are left do this. Help. And at that instant, Jesus breaks through, comes past Armageddon, comes to Jerusalem, and it says in Zechariah that Jesus coming makes the eyes of every soldier melt, their tongue melts, their skin melts off their bodies. It's a horror movie. You ever seen Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, or where he found the Ark, and it's dumb, it's not true, it's silly, but it illustrates people melting. And that's what happens when Christ returns. And what prompts it is, they cry out for who we were talking about last hour, the Messiah, the Christ to come. And so look at what Isaiah predicts they're going to be doing. They're praising the one who is their God, who they waited for him. He will save us. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice. Look at verse 8. He will swallow up death forever. The Lord shall wipe away all tears. Does that ring a bell? That's exactly what the New Testament says that heaven is going to be like. We get to Isaiah 26. Look at the context of the whole book. We've been talking about it. It's a shalom, shalom, perfect peace. You will keep him in perfect peace, shalom, shalom, whose mind is stayed on you, who trusts in the Lord. Wow. Your dead shall live, together with my dead body, verse 19. They will arise, those who dwell in the dust. All of this stuff. And then what follows the second coming of Christ? The millennium. Did you know 20% of the Old Testament prophets are about the millennium. What's the millennium? It's when Christ the Messiah literally rules on earth. Do you ever listen to Christmas carols? It says, and he shall dwell on the throne of his father David. That's one of the choruses. I used to wonder, why do we have to go, Father David? What is that Christmas carol talking about? Isaiah 27. Israel is going to get all the promises that God gave them. The restoration of Israel. It says that they are going to be, the time is going to come when everybody in the world is going to be worshiping the Lord in Jerusalem, not firing missiles at it, not doing suicide bombers at it, not having, the United Nations and the U.S. and Britain defend it. All the nations of the world are going to be coming to see God in Jerusalem.